Huh?
I'm not a fan of that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Capitalism has its bad sides too, though.
Of course. So like, you know, I think who was it that said this? The capitalism is a terrible system, but it's the best one we got. Like, is there a better one? Has there ever been a system that has worked more efficiently than capitalism with some checks on it, right? You can't have unfettered capitalism where, you know, things get out of hand, and that's fine. You have regulation for stuff like that. But the idea that there's another system, like, can you name one?
That's a good
can't.
point. I can't.
Yeah, that's the thing. So until somebody comes up with anything better, right? And it's certainly not communism. It's been tried many times.
Yeah.
Usually ends the same way. Breadlines and people, it never benefits the people, these ideas.
Have you been back to Romania since you left?
I've been to Romania a couple times. Things were better. When I went there originally, when I was 10, it was under communist rule at the time. And I remember just like being in a restaurant, and I was 10, and I was going to tell a joke about Ceausescu, who was the leader at the time. And I said his name, and my mother and the ladies with me just shut me up. They were genuinely afraid, and I sensed it. They're like, shh.
Wow.
Because they don't know who's listening. And, you know, you're not allowed to have that sort of, you know, free speech, much like what you see in the UK now, which is people that are posting or sometimes saying things that are totally vile and inappropriate, but they're saying it they're retweeting a Facebook post, and then they end up in jail for 2 years. Like, that stuff scares me too.
It is scary. Is it still like that there? Because I'm going there later this
year.
In
the UK?
In Romania.
Oh, no, Romania's great now. Okay. I mean, yeah, they're liberated. It's a lot of fun, frankly. I really enjoyed going back. I went back a few times since.
Nice.
But yeah, and it's evolved, obviously, from where it was when I was 10. But I remember being 10 and driving by like areas, and there's literally like, you know, 3-4 hour wait for whatever loaves of bread were in the store, because there's nothing else.
Wow.
Right? There's nothing else. Because like one of the precepts of communism, and this is why when people talk about price gouging or price controls, first when I saw this, I'm like, it instinctively made sense to me, right? If the government tells a grocery store how much they can charge for a cucumber, right? Most you can charge is $1. Okay, well, I'm a cucumber farmer. Cost me about 45 cents. I got labor costs. I got fuel costs. I got all these other costs associated with it, right? So there's a margin. Cool. We make a little bit. You make a little bit. Well, what happens when my fuel costs and labor costs go up? And I say to the grocery store, listen, I need to charge you 65 cents. And they're like, we can't afford it. So what happens? Either one, the government has to subsidize the farmer, which the taxpayers pay for, or B, there are no more cucumbers. They don't make cucumbers. There's no more profit margin for cucumbers.
Wow.
Right? So it's like, it's a small thing. It sounds like, you know, nice to say, oh yeah, groceries are too high. They are, right? People feel that. But the idea that the government is going to decide, they're going to be the arbiters of what price gouging is, based on what parameters that we don't know. It's just like a very vague thing. That's kind of scary. And that's like the precept to kind of communist ideals.
Yeah, it is pretty high right now. My grocery bill is looking pretty ugly lately.
Yeah, I saw him do this. He said he had like, you know, on Amazon, when you like say you do a Whole Foods order, whatever, you can like reorder. You just click the reorder button. So he's like, I'm curious. He had an order from like 3 years ago. And he's like, I wonder what that would cost now. So he clicked reorder, and it was like 3 times more.
Wow.
It was like $80, and now it was like $240.
That's a lot.
For the same exact
in
order.
3 years?
Yeah, in 3 years.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's nuts. You came here at 10 years old, you said, from Romania?
No, I was born in Toronto.
Oh,
Canada.
you were born in Toronto.
Yeah. I visited Romania when I was 10.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
And you have an older brother, right, Mike? Were you close with him growing up, playing a lot of poker with him?
He didn't play any poker. He's very different than I am. He's like the tall, big, you know, guy who can fix things with his bare hands. You know, he can build a house from scratch, right? I'm not that guy. He never got into poker. But he was always like my protector, you know. He was like 6 foot in the 6th grade.
Wow.
He was a big man.
That is tall.
Oh, yeah.
So he was a basketball player.
No, he didn't play sports either. It was like, if I had his height, bro, I would have been something, you know. But I remember like distinctly when I was in the 1st grade, I had a really big mouth.
Yeah.
Shocker. You know, he was like in the 6th. And when I remember one time these kids in the 3rd grade were picking on me. That didn't last long. My brother literally just picked them up and just bounced them against the wall and said like, you know, don't leave my brother alone. And that probably garnered more like confidence in my ability to talk because I'm like, yeah, you want to mess with me?
Yeah.
I got big brother right here. He's going to take care of me.
I love that you bring that to the game of poker because a lot of tables these days are just quiet.
Yeah, I think it's a different vibe, right? Like a lot of the younger players, when you think of poker, sometimes you don't necessarily think of like gregarious personalities now. You think of people who are like into math, into games, very methodical, and they've sort of followed a pattern of the younger player, which kind of fits that demographic, right? And they're afraid to give anything away, so they're very stiff, wearing a scarf, you know, and a hoodie and all this kind of stuff. So from that perspective, I think it makes it a little less entertaining. We've done stuff to improve it, which is, for one, we put a shot clock in for all the high rollers.
Right.
So you get 30 seconds, you know. But still, some guys will just stare at the wall for 30 seconds before acting. It's just like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been in the space for 20, 30 years now. Would you recommend being a poker player to like up and coming people?
I would recommend people do whatever they're passionate about. And if poker is what they're passionate about, understand one thing. You're going to have to work hard. It's not as simple as like, oh, poker, I know poker. I'm going to go into the casino and make some money. No, you actually have to study. You have to work hard. You have to like take your lumps. And I would suggest for anybody who has like a day job already, supplement with poker first before you make the switch. Make sure that this is something that you can handle emotionally, because when you get a paycheck every month, you know, like you're going to get your rent paid, right? Well, if you have rent and you have bills and you play poker, your paycheck may be negative this month. So like if that happens a couple months in a row, what do you do then? So there's like risk. And for a lot of people, you know, they're comfortable when they're not under financial pressure, but as soon as they are, they no longer pull the trigger on moves that they should. So for example, there's slated to this spot, they should be bluffing for like $10,000, but they're like, oh, if I lose this pot, I don't have money to pay rent. So they don't do it, right? So they end up costing themselves EV because they're playing scared. And when you play against people that are playing scared, it's quite easy to
pick them apart, right?
It's just easy. Yeah. You know, if you play scared, you just know they're going to have it.
Right. There's not a lot of people that are still around from your era, man.
No. Very few people made it, if you will.
Yeah.
For me, I think the reason that I'm still around is one, I love it. I just love to play and I love to compete. And I always like being doubted. It fuels me. I love haters. Thank you so much for all of you. Like, you really drive me. Because I've heard so many times how many times I'm washed up. And it's like, oh, baby, I'm going to prove them wrong.
I see those comments too.
I love it. It's super fun for me. I don't care. Like, I really don't. It's just kind of fun for me to be able to say, I told you so. But one of the key reasons I think that I've been able to stay relevant at the highest stakes is because of two things. Self-awareness, like always being honest with myself about where I stand against my opponents. Like, are there things they're doing that is just like outplaying me? Are there things that I can improve upon? And then the humility to like take on knowledge from younger people that haven't been there yet, right? So combining, you know, my 30 years of wisdom in playing poker with also the new technology and the new sort of techniques and things that people are using, and sort of figure it out that way, rather than like just poo-poo it and be like, these kids, they don't know better. You know, that's kind of what my buddy Phil Hellmuth does. He's like, oh, they don't know. Nobody knows how to play. He always says these things. He's like the most fun guy to play with because he's always talking about how they don't even know how to play. Nobody knows how to play except you, Phil. Got it.
I love it. Have you ever been at a table where you felt like someone was just way better than you?
It happened. So here's what I look at. Probably happens every couple of years where I sort of like take a refresher. Okay, where am I at right now? Is the stuff I'm doing working really well? There was a Poker Masters, which is a big event here. I was playing against some German players. One guy named Stefan Sonheimer, okay, who's very, very good, right? And he was talking about poker in a way that I didn't even understand what he was saying. He was talking about combos. So I don't know what that is. I'm a professional. I should know, shouldn't I? And there were a couple specific spots that he really just outplayed me in. So that was like a wake-up call to go, oh boy, you got work to do, right? So that's when I started down the path of like getting more up to date on modern theory, you know, using solvers and things like that, and really trying to drill it in. And I'll be honest with you, when I started, it was intimidating. I felt like it was above me. I couldn't figure it out, but you know, I'm motivated, and once I got it, I started to go, okay, now I see. I see. So
wherever you guys are watching this show, I would truly appreciate it if you follow or subscribe. It helps a lot with the algorithm. It helps us get bigger and better guests, and it helps us grow the team. Truly means a lot. Thank you guys for supporting, and here's the episode.